Hey everyone, welcome back. On our last video, we unboxed the XTool Ra3 Rotary for the P2 and P2S lasers. Today, we're taking it from box to burn. I'm going to show you step by step how to configure the Ra3 for a 30-ounce tumbler, how to create a clean custom design in XTool Studio, and exactly how to install the rotary onto the laser bed so you can engrave flawless stainless steel reveals on powder-coated tumblers. No guesswork. Whether you're preparing for holiday gifts or just leveling up your game, stick around, hit that like button, and let's get spinning. Start by configuring the Ra3 rotary for the tumbler we're going to engrave. We're going to need the base. And then we're going to want the riser on the base. And we'll screw it down tight. On top of the riser, we're going to want to put the motor assembly. And it snaps right into place. We're going to want the chuck. We're going to want the T-shaped jaws. And they snap right onto the chuck. We're going to want the cylinder posts on top of the T-shaped jaws. We're going to want the leveling tool so we can level it. We're going to attach the barrel-shaped cable to it. And it just plugs right in the back. And lastly, we can insert the tumbler we're going to engrave. Tighten it up by hand. And we're ready to go. Next, we're going to come over to the P2S. And the first thing we're going to do is remove the honeycomb bed. If you have slats, you remove the slats. Now we're going to take out our crumb tray. We're going to flip it upside down. And I'm going to install it in slot 4A of the riser. I'm going to take the P2S bracket and I'm going to screw it in place. And finally, I'm going to put the rotary into place. I'm going to plug in the barrel connector. I'm going to slide it all the way back into the bracket. Make sure it's tight against the back of the bracket, and that will hold everything square. The last thing I'm going to do is put a level on it, and I'm going to adjust it to bring it up to level. And now that everything's installed, the tumbler's leveled and ready, we can close it up and go over to the software and start designing what we're going to put on this tumbler. Alright guys, this is XTool Studio. where we're going to set up the tumbler in XTool Studio and show you how to set it up and engrave it. Some of you may notice in the lower right-hand corner that there's now a blue tumbler. Off camera, I decided I really like the blue tumbler better, so that's what we're going to engrave. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get a set it up for using the chuck instead of slats. So we're going to choose chuck rotary. If you notice, it takes a picture and it rotates the rotary, it rotates the image of the tumbler upside down with the bottom at the top and the top at the bottom. So next thing we want to do is I'm going to drag down a couple of guidelines. I want a guideline right on the edge of that silver rim, and I'm going to drop another guideline about 1/4 inch above it. Okay, now that we've done that, I'm going to take a close-up image of the top of the tumbler. I'm going to zoom in on that, and now I can adjust these a little better. I want this right at that edge, and I want this right about 1/4 inch above it. So if you notice, I've got the Ra3 in manual mode. Right, now that I've done that, we're going to take a measurement. And when I click move, it's going to move the laser over to the highest point of the tumbler automatically. I'm going to click measure, and it's going to actually measure the distance and set it in the measuring box. Now I happen to know this tumbler is exactly 4 inches in diameter, so I'm going to key that in. And now we can zoom out a little bit. Now that we've done that, I want to drop the actual image I want to engrave. So I'm going to go to File, I'm going to Import, and it is in here. I want this SVG. This is a nice winter scene that I want to put on it. So notice it's a little big. We're going to drop it to about 5 inches wide. I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees and position it where I'd like to see it on the tumbler. You notice it snaps to that guideline, so I know this is going to be roughly 1/4 inch above the tumbler. Guideline's off a little bit. Now underneath it, I'd like to put some text. So I'm going to click on my text tool. I'm going to choose a font. I like Monotype Corsiva. So let's search for, there it is, Monotype Corsiva. We're going to engrave it. And I want it to say zoom out, Merry Christmas. We'll need to rotate it also 180 degrees. I'm going to center the two images on each other. And I want to drop this. It's a little bit big. It's 6 inches. I really want to make Merry Christmas about 4.5 inches. And let's recenter it. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is I want to set up its power. So for these engravings, I like to use 70% power, 250 speed, and 120 lines per centimeter. If we do a preview of that now, this is what it's going to look like. So now I'm going to click process. And it says that's going to take about 8 minutes and 21 seconds. So I'm going to click start. I'm going to close the lid and click start. Click start. And it's ready to go. I'm going to click the button and we'll switch over to the laser. Now I'm not going to make you sit through all 8 minutes of this, so I'm going to go ahead and speed it up and we'll slow it down and I'll be back with you once it's done. And just like that, through the magic of YouTube, this tumbler is complete. Let's take a closer look. Okay, we're going to open the laser up and see what we got. Nice, nice. Now I'm going to take a little bit of LA Totally Awesome, spray just a little bit on it, and wipe it off with a magic eraser. Let's take it off the rotary and see what it looks like. This tumbler is complete, and it came out wonderfully. So going back to the software, here you can see the tumbler. It's about a 1/4 inch down, just like we planned. And this tumbler is done. So this is how you engrave a tumbler using the Ra3 on a P2S. Well, that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed everything I showed you, and I hope you learned a little bit. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you'd please like and subscribe to my channel. That lets me know you really liked what I'm doing, and it lets YouTube know to show you more videos like this one. Thank you, and have a great day.